if you find yourself wondering if what Jordan Poole did to John Morant was dirty, or you know what I'm saying, he intentionally got him hurt or anything like that, I'm gonna need you to just stop and think about it for 1 second. Because think about it: is Jordan Poole, or for any human being for that matter, strong enough in a dead, you know what I'm saying, in a moment where they're reaching for a ball and they're scraping for all this, would a man be strong enough to pull a man's knee hard enough to the point where he tears like what, a meniscus or an ACL or something like that? Like I can see it definitely being possible if a man is using two hands, you know what I'm saying, you get a little two-hand action, you know, pulling the knee back, you know, so I can definitely see that being a possibility for him to sparing it. But anything besides that seems kind of far-fetched, don't you think? Like, Jordan Poole doesn't really seem like a guy who's like out here benching 450 and is like, you know what I'm saying, one hand raking dude's knee. If you look at the play, when John Morant came up, he kind of landed awkwardly trying to protect the ball from Wiggins and from Pools, you know what I'm saying, and his knee kind of slipped out from under him. And I saw a bunch of other plays come out, like trying to contest one of Clay's shots, and he hit his right knee on that play, and he was kind of hobbling a little bit. And then there were a bunch of other plays that came where he potentially could have injured that knee. And the player that John Morant is, with how athletic he is and how he bounces all around the court, really, he just moves like a cheetah up and down the court. I could definitely see it be possible that after busting the Warriors' ass for 3 games in a row, he had, I think it was like 32 in the first game, 47 in the second game, and then he had 34 at the time he got hurt. I could see it being possible that his knee possibly just gave out. You know, he did a lot in the last series, and for them to have to get past Minnesota and for them to have to get past, you know what I'm saying, all their issues they were having in that first round series. And to come into the second round series, he was playing a more physical team. As you can see, Draymond Green, Wiggins, Kevon Looney, those are physical guys on the defensive end. So him going in there, he's getting bumped, he's getting knocked to the ground a lot, almost every single play. So I really can't say. I don't think that it's far fetched to believe that his knee kind of just gave out after a while. And judging by his emotion and his reaction on the bench, it's something that's clearly personal. You know, he not personal. Something that's clearly serious. You know, his knee is definitely in pain. He has a very noticeable limp when he was leaving the stadium. It's really bad to see. It's really bad to see as a whole. But to blame Jordan Poole for that is completely ridiculous. The man was literally just going for the ball, and in the process, he ended up hitting John Morant's knee. But yeah, it's just to say that is that's Jordan Poole is completely ridiculous, just completely ridiculous. So, and for Taylor Jenkins to come out as the coach of the Grizzlies, for him to come out and for him to even insinuate that Jordan Poole intentionally did that is even more ridiculous. You know, I would expect that from the players. I'd expect that from John Morant, who's coming out here and tweeting broke the code. You know what I'm saying, for trying to be funny on Twitter before deleting that shit. It's like, bro, you guys look crazy. But the head coach in particular coming out and being like, yo, that was a questionable play. That's a dirty play. It's like, come on, bro. If you judging by what Dylan Brooks did in the second game and what what's his name and what Draymond Green did in the first game, it's real crazy to gauge anything as dirty. I don't believe what anybody did in this series so far has been dirty. I don't think that what Draymond did was dirty. I don't think that what Dylan Brooks did was dirty. I definitely don't believe what Taylor Jenkins thinks Jordan Poole did to John Morant was dirty. Like, the Dylan Brooks play was completely questionable, really reckless. He had really no business to do with it. In the grand scheme of it, you want to say that he was just trying to, you know what I'm saying, make a play on the ball and foul and create a hard foul. Sure, I'll give you benefit of the doubt on that. He's not dirty. Draymond Green's play was just kind of crazy. You know, it looked like he went up trying to get the block, and he ended up just catching my man's face and then angle on the way down. I'm not sure what the fuck was going on. He said he was trying to help him up. I'm not gonna say that. I don't believe that that's a dirty play. Like, for a play to be really dirty is like when Giannis came down after a couple years ago. It was like mad long ago. He was like in his third or fourth year, and that dude on the Bulls shot the shot in the corner, and Giannis came down and just cold chucked him like that. That was a dirty play. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to really hurt that guy. What's this dude? What Kelly Olynyk did to Kevin Love in the playoffs? I think it was the 2015 playoffs where he dislocated his shoulder. That was a dirty play. I don't think he was going for the ball. He wasn't making a basketball play at all. But these 3 plays, I believe they could fall into the line of being just competitive plays on the ball. You know what I'm saying? This Jordan Poole in particular isn't even a play at all. He has nothing to do with this. He was just playing defense. But yeah, let's go and let's talk about the game. So yesterday the Warriors beat the dog shit out the Grizzlies, beat them by 30.7. It was bad. They beat the dog shit out these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They definitely came out. They tried out a new defense. They tried a zone that definitely slowed up the Grizzlies. It didn't allow them to get to the paint. You know what I'm saying? It didn't allow them to play that free form, that running gun offense they love to play. And I can definitely see that being a strategy that they continue going with moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You get good offensive games from Steph, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson. Draymond Green is out there playing great defense. He's out there quarterbacking the guys. Wiggins gives you a good game. Wiggins was a guy who was struggling heavily in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of wide open corner threes in game 2, and he wasn't able to knock any of them down, and that allowed Memphis to have the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, creep in and steal game 2. But this game, he was hitting his shots. You know what I'm saying? Klay is another guy who was struggling ever since he dropped, I believe it was like 34 against the Nuggets. He was struggling his last couple of games. He got it going. He's knocking down 1-foot threes, and you know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole is a dude, man. He's a guy. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking about the questionable play that people were saying that he had. But outside of that, Jordan Poole played himself an excellent game. You know what I'm saying? He played patient. He played within the offense. He got good shots, and he knocked down his shots. You know, he gives you 27. You know what I'm saying? Shooting a nice 64% from the field, 60% from 3. See, Steph Curry comes out. He gives you a nice little 30-piece, shooting a nice 50% from the field. Klay Thompson gives you a nice little cool little 22. If you were betting on the Warriors guards performing, you definitely are up some money this morning. You know what I'm saying? So the Warriors right here balling. They got great games from the other guys like Otto Porter. I already mentioned Wiggins. Who else? Draymond Green. Let me look at it. Jonathan Kuminga. I definitely got to talk about Kuminga for a minute. Jonathan Kuminga is an 18-year-old. He got his first start in the playoffs, and he looked really, really good. He's looked very good at times during the regular season. He definitely has had his questionable moments where he's looked like a young player who's out of control and still trying to figure it out. But in this playoffs, and for him to get that in that first start, he looked poised, he looked ready. And you can, even in the garbage time minutes when there was really nothing really left for them to play for outside of just playing for a scoreboard, he played great. He knocked down 2 threes. He had a couple of dunks. He was still playing good defense. The Warriors got a player in him. So adding him to the lineup going forward with Jordan Poole, Moses Moody's the guy's another guy I feel like is going to be very, very good for the Warriors going forward. The Warriors are good for a couple of years, man. Good for a couple of years, but they're definitely good for this game. Let's talk about the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, they came out. Ja Morant was busting ass, but outside of that, nobody really gave them much of anything. We got 34 from Ja. We got 16 from Desmond Bane. We got D'Anthony with 12. Jaren Jackson had 15, and outside of that, nobody really did much of anything. The Warriors are going to come out and they're going to shoot 63% as a team. You're really going to need more than just, 15 and 16 from Desmond Bane and from Jaren Jackson Jr. So, they definitely got a bunch of questions moving forward, especially with this Ja Morant knee injury. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a guy who's been watching NBA basketball for a long time. I think that Ja Morant probably tore his meniscus. I really hope he didn't. I think maybe I hope it's just a knee sprain or something. But I feel like the way how he was reacting, the way how he had that really, really heavy limp, it reminded me of when Russell Westbrook, when Patrick Beverley ran into Russell Westbrook's knee, and he tore his meniscus, and he started limping really the exact same way. He wasn't able to put really any pressure on his foot. Ja Morant he was able to move a little bit better than that, but after the game. But I'm saying in the moment, you definitely could see that he was in pain. After the play, he goes to shoot the free throws, and you could tell he's trying to stretch out his knee. And I thought that he hurt his knee on the shooting the free throw, trying to stretch it out. I was really confused when he was going down and he was stretching his knees out. But then we go back, you see all the replays, you see all the other plays, and like I said, I feel like there's a bunch of plays you could potentially say where Ja Morant could have tweaked the knee or hurt a knee. Like I said, he's been kind of using his legs a lot on defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, him closing out on Klay Thompson, he hits his right knee trying to close out there. I remember a play where Steph Curry was trying to drive right, and he kind of kicks his knee out and trips Steph Curry. So it's a lot of plays where it's just a part of basketball. Your knees are probably the strongest yet the most vulnerable part of your body. So it's really unfortunate. I hate that it had to be Ja. I hope that he is able to honestly come back and be healthy and play for the rest of the series, because without Ja, I know that the Memphis Grizzlies were 20-5 without Ja this season, but I think if you're talking about in a series against the Golden State Warriors, if you don't have your guy, the guy, himself, Mr. Ja Morant, there's no way in hell you guys are going to really be able to compete with that. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's talk about the Eastern Conference matchup. Yesterday, we had the Boston Celtics playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks able to pull that game out in a game that ended up being a thriller. I didn't think it was going to end up being that exciting by judging how the Bucks were playing coming out at halftime when they were down. I thought they were going to pull away with it, but the referees and the Boston Celtics did a great job of bringing the game back close together. Al Horford had him in a great game. Jason Tatum had him in a pretty good game. Everybody else around them kind of just had pedestrian games. You know, Grant Williams, he hit some shots here and there. Robert Williams, he played hard. You know what I'm saying? He was hobbling a couple of times. Peyton Pritchard hit some shots. Jason Tatum really didn't give you much. I believe, let's go over to their box score real quick. I believe it is that Jason Tatum shot like 3 for 19 or something along those lines. Let's see. Jason Tatum shot a whopping 4 of 19. Gave us his best Kevin Durant impersonation. You know what I'm saying? It was tough for my man. It was real tough for him. You know what I'm saying? For him, I'm not really sure what exactly went wrong. He really was just missing shots. You know, I don't feel like he was out of sorts. I don't feel like he was, you know what I'm saying, playing timid or anything. He shot 19 shots, so he was trying to be aggressive. The shot just wasn't falling. Shots that he was able to hit, you know what I'm saying, they kind of just, I don't know, they weren't able to get him going. You know what I'm saying? That definitely was something that was able to help the Bucks jump out ahead. But then Jaylen Brown and Al Horford and everybody down the stretch was able to bring it back close. But it's kind of hard to win when you got Giannis playing bully ball the way he was playing bully ball yesterday. Before the game, I was kind of wondering if Giannis was going to be able to, what his game plan was going to be now that he has seen this Celtics defense for two games. And for him to come out and play, he played bully ball, but he played he played a very patient bully ball. When he got the ball up top, he played fast. He played very decisive. You know, he got the ball. If he saw two guys collapsing, he would kick a pass real quick. If he didn't, then he would make a move immediately. There was times in transition where in the previous games he would catch and he maybe take a couple dribbles up top that would allow the defense to converge on him. But this time he catches it, he gets one dribble, and he's able to make some, you know what I'm saying, some nice maneuvering moves. And at this point, he knows that the Celtics are going to try to draw a lot of charges on him. So, you know what I'm saying, he's making moves where he's Euro stepping around Robert Williams and Grant Williams, just fucking the Williams brothers up, having them looking real average, you know. But yeah, listen, it's real tough when you got Giannis out there playing like that. He had a couple plays where he almost ripped Peyton Pritchard's hand off his arm, trying to get the ball from him, ripped it off, got a dunk. It was another play where he came down, I believe he knocks Jason Tatum out the way. Another play where he knocks Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. This guy was playing 100% bully ball today. And personally, I like to see it. You know what I'm saying? Going into the series, I didn't feel like the Celtics strategy was going to be able to contain Giannis the way it had through 2 games. You know what I'm saying? I was so surprised at the fact that I was actually in the process of writing a video about the Celtics defense. And I might still drop it at some point, but I couldn't drop it after this game because they came out and they got done up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They definitely looked a little soft in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Jrue Holiday came and played a very solid offensive game. He was out there knocking dudes down. I remember 2 plays in particular where he would do a spin move and knock down a defender. I remember from one time he knocked down Marcus Smart and got a layup, and then in clutch time he knocks down Jason Tatum on a spin move and gets a floater to put them up by 3. And listen, it's just great. Oh, listen, down the stretch of the game, I have to say this. I'm glad that I brought up that Jason Tatum play. So down the stretch of the game, the Celtics are down by 3. Marcus Smart has the ball. He catches it. He goes to shoot the ball. Jrue Holiday fouls him, but he's only awarded 2 free throws on the play. All right, so in the moment when it happened, I immediately thought that was a 3-point shot. I immediately thought that Marcus Smart was in the process of shooting his shot. He wasn't sweeping through. He was definitely getting the ball up right here. And Jrue Holiday pulled his arms down. So for him to only be awarded 2 shots was really ridiculous for me. But down the stretch for the Celtics to still get 3 good opportunities off a missed free throw and then not be able to put it in the last couple of seconds, it's just really unfortunate. You know, people love to blame the referees, people love to blame the officials, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do with it. I really do believe that the Celtics should have got 3 free throws and they would have had overtime. They would have had time to, you know what I'm saying, do some other things and potentially win the game, but for that to be how the game turns out, it's really tough. So now they are down 2-1 going back. But staying in Milwaukee for Game 4. And listen, that's a make or break game for them. Going into Game 4, if they lose this game, they could very well be looking at a 3-1 lead. And Bucks go up 3-1. I don't see them as a team that's going to blow a 3-1 lead, especially with Jason Tatum looking the way how he's looked the last game. And even Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown had a very good stat-wise game. I believe he had like 22 points, 24 points, some shit like that. But I don't feel like he played a very efficient game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a look. I might just be stupid here. He shot 50% from the floor. All right, listen, I'm tripping. He had a pretty good game. But yeah, listen, the Celtics, they really got to figure some things out. I feel like going into Game 4, Jason Tatum will play better. They overall as a team, they'll be more efficient. They'll knock down their shots. And but I'm not sure if that'll be enough for them to overcome bully ball from Mr. Giannis himself. You know, so going into Game 4, I'm going to make a prediction that the Celtics are going to win Game 4. They got to win Game 4. Jason Tatum's gonna have him a nice bounce back game. Jaylen Brown will have a nice game again. They'll get more out of Marcus Smart, more out of the other guys. I hope for definitely will come back to earth. I don't think he'll be their leading scorer next game, but he definitely will come back down to earth. But he'll definitely be efficient. He'll be effective. And I'm not sure if there's another game where Drew comes out and gives you 20 plus with the great efficiency that he had last night or last afternoon. All right. So that being said, leave a like, leave a comment. That is all we got for today's recap. Let me know what you guys think about last night's game in the comments down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.